Welcome. My name is Sanda Iliescu, and this coming spring I will be teaching the art of looking, a 3-credit seminar open to both graduate and undergraduate students that I hope you will consider taking. Let's begin with an experiment. Imagine a swing, the kind of swing that children play with in a playground. You might go back to your own childhood and remember a swing you once swung in. Perhaps it was hanging from a tree branch. Perhaps it was in a favorite playground in a city park. Or maybe it was in a neighbor's yard. Picture the swing in your mind. And as you do this, notice the thoughts and feelings that may arise. Now let's look at this artwork, a photograph that is titled Swing. It is so much more specific and detailed than a memory, isn't it? Yet, at the same time, like some memories, it conveys a mood and an atmosphere. It touches us. It brings forth thoughts and feelings. How can a simple black and white picture do all this? Are we moved by the swing itself, which is the dominant figure in the composition? Certainly not. We can imagine many other photos of this very same swing that would not be so striking. But if it is not the figure in the photograph, what is it that moves us? What exactly creates the photograph's powerful and peculiar mood? The answer is simple, yet profound. What moves us is the atmosphere of the entire place, the whole environment, if you will. This includes the swing, but also so much more. The mists, the trees that fade into the distance, the soft light and gentle gray tones, the fall leaves on the ground. Now, the figure of the swing is, of course, important. Yet, what really captures our imagination are the relationships between the swing and its surroundings, or the so-called ground, the relationships between the figure and the ground. Notice, for instance, that the swing floats just above the low horizon line. And notice too that we do not see the trunk of the tree that supports the swing on the left side. These relationships evokes a floating, ethereal feeling. And notice also that the glowing mists take up so much of the picture, thus giving the scene a mysterious atmosphere. There is a loneliness and melancholy too, partly because the children who would use this swing are absent. How different the same swing would look if seen on a clear day in a busy urban playground with children all around. Now, looking beyond the figure and focusing on the ground in a work of art or architecture is not easy. In a cartoon titled How to Look at Things, published in a now defunct newspaper called PM in 1946, American painter Ad Reinhardt noted that looking is not as simple as it looks. Reinhardt, of course, plays on the fact that not all kinds of looking are alike. We look at a clock to tell the time, for instance, or glance at a street light to know when it is safe to cross the street. These things give us information. Works of art and architecture, however, can do so much more for us than simply convey information, the way clocks and streetlights do. When we look closely at them, we immerse ourselves in an experience, a way of thinking and feeling. We look not just with our eyes, but with all our senses and with our minds and hearts too. This kind of intense experience of the visual world, this deep looking, if you will, is valuable for all of us not just for designers and artists. To live life to the fullest, we must take our time and experience the world in a concentrated way, the way children, such as this little girl, do. A way that does not take things for granted, a way that appreciates small things, small gestures, modest encounters, and basic life giving activities such as drinking clean water. Let's consider for a moment this activity of drinking water. Because it seems so simple and it is so familiar, we often take it for granted. As we drink, we tend to think of other things, perhaps a task we must do in the next hour or day or month, or we dwell on something that happened to us in the past. Trapped in the past, we do not live fully in the present. We could drink water, however, in a very different way. We could pay careful attention to its taste, temperature, and freshness. We could listen to the sounds it makes as it flows from a fountain. We could delight in the lovely way it sprays from that fountain, as seen in these photographs. Let's imagine something just as simple, looking at a pond or water puddle in the fall. We could so easily ignore such a sight. The muddy, muted colors certainly do not grab our attention. Yet if we take our time and look deeply, we might be amazed and delighted by the rippling textures and the nuance of the colors. The many blue-grays, purple grays, and soft browns, and the many golden greenish grays or rust-tinged hues of the leaves. All these things seem to create a magical tapestry of ripples, reflections, and reverberations, a gentle field that may evoke feelings and memories. When we look in this way, we must imagine that each scene, no matter how ordinary, how modest, has the potential to become extraordinary, to become, in effect, an imaginary work of art. In this course, we will sharpen and deepen our ability to look deeply not only at works of architecture and art, but also at ordinary objects, places, and activities. 8 related themes listed here will inform our work and we will explore each one for either a week or 2 weeks of the semester. They are play, ma, which is a Japanese aesthetic concept often translated as space between, emptiness, architecture, field, transparency, mistakes, and finally, abundance. Here I offer very brief written descriptions of each of these themes. If you would like to read them at your leisure, please email me and I will send you the PDF file of this presentation. Thank you for watching this presentation with me. I hope to see some of you in the Art of Looking seminar. Bye-bye.